Hey everybody, Superfluous Jay here, playing more Kerbal Space Program, and we got 16 days before the Jewel window, nothing else to do, so I am rotating around here until Kerbal Space Center is about where we like it, where we have found that we like it, around a node. This is a node marked on Kerbal Space Station 1 that will get us to Jewel. So if we launch now and we do the same thing we did with the other two rockets last episode, we should be good. I have, of course, prepared a rocket for the occasion here. It's called the Jewel Flyer Buyer. Presumably, it has the gusto to get to Jewel and flip around a few times and get a flyby of all 5 moons. That's the goal. I don't know if it'll work. I'll at least get a flyby of Tylo, because that's how I always start with my Jewel flybys. But, yeah, I don't know what's going to happen. It's a little bit beefier than other ships of its type. For one thing, it has has fins on the back, because I had some flipping problems. It's got a little bit more up front, and because of that, it gets a little bit of aerodynamic instability if I don't have fins on the back. And these fins are the structural wing type D. They have the I don't know what you'd call it, distinction of being the lightest of all the wing sections that also have high heat tolerance. The wings that the little what do you call them, the dinky little fins by now would have burned off. These have the same heat tolerance that everything else, well, most everything else in the game has. So bad gravity turns aside, this launch is being moderately successful. We are going to end up out of the atmosphere, which is nice. We might end up a little higher than I want, which is less than nice, but I think we'll be fine. As long as our periapsis is out of the ground, I'm going to be happy with the launch, and it looks like we're going to be very close to that, if not at it. And look at that. I guess I'm not happy, but you know what? I'll be happy enough. Let's go ahead and coast this thing out of the thick lower atmosphere. And most of this is going to look a lot like the Dres and the Elu ships, because it's basically the same ship. We're going to kill this, and apparently I didn't fix my staging, but I can just do that. And here he is. He's got a little fat bottom stage, and then he's got the upper stage that looks a lot like the upper stage of the other ones. Just instead of at the top, I put the stage at the bottom with a little bit bigger engine. I figured Jewel deserved a little bit more, you know. Let's extend all the solar panels. Let's rotate this guy the way we like him. Let's turn on his comms. We have fixed the problem with the solar panels clipping, in that we rotated them so they're on the side. I don't know if you can see that. Maybe after we get to apoapsis and raise our periapsis up. I also haven't even checked to see how we're doing as far as the node is concerned. Looks like we've done better, but I think we're going to keep it. We'll keep this. Actually, if I do this a little bit later, I guess I need to do it earlier, so not a big deal. Let's go ahead and burn right now. Get our periapsis up to, let's say, 85. Why not? And then let's use Astrogator to go to Jewel. By the way, Jedok 1 is the the comet that we're not visiting anytime soon. There's our Jewel encounter that we're going to eventually not get, because we're going to be doing something different. The first burn is 1,600 meters per second, which is very reasonable. Let's see where it is. Should be like right at our periapsis, give or take. Yeah, it's where the other one is, which is fine. Okay, so we're happy with this. We have nothing to do for the next 16 days, so let's go ahead and warp to it. I said let's go ahead and warp to it. Sorry, anybody who has problems with flashing video. I hope you're fine with that. Let's go ahead and go down here. And go. I'm enjoying these little probes. They're fun. I haven't done probe missions like this in a long time, where I just send a flyby, and then once I get there, see if I have the fuel to put it in orbit. But don't really care if you can't. It's an enjoyable little experience, I must say. Let's do this. I think we'll do this burn basically to the letter. And then check out our mid-course correction, which is way up here. We still have the dual encounter, which is nice. But we can, of course, do better. Yeah, our mid-course correction just goes down a little bit, which is kind of amusing. So let's go ahead and make it better. Let's speed up. Okay, we're going to need to speed up a lot. Or change radial a lot. What do we have currently? We're not speeding up at all, so we should speed up a bunch. Okay, that's probably not as much as we want to. Let's slow down one and then radial one. And then these should be roughly the same. You like these to be roughly the same. Looks like, oh, I was looking at the wrong one anyway. Okay, let's radial again. And that's pretty good. Here's Tylo. So let's set that as our target. Because that's where we're gonna want to hit first is Tylo, and it's kind of nice that we're coming in. We're gonna hit it fairly close to the ascending node. So let's go ahead and let's fine tune. Oops, let's fine tune our maneuver now to go radial and prograde. No, retrograde, radial, and retrograde. Okay, now we need to do basically retrograde and radial the other way to bring Tylo around, and there we go. Whoops. So now we have an encounter with Tylo. So now we need to turn that encounter into something we can actually use. So let's see. We're coming in behind it. I need to see what it looks like. Let's focus our view on it. Oh yeah, we can get a lot closer. That's what the problem is. We can get a lot closer. So let's go ahead and do that kind of a thing. And it looks like we need to go a teeny tiny bit north. I said a teeny tiny bit north. That's very annoying that that goes away, but we should get an orbit now. So that gives us an orbit. So we'll get our Tylo flyby, we'll get our orbit, and then we can figure out what we're going to do from there. A lot of times after your Tylo flyby, you can actually get like a Vol flyby, but it looks like we're not going to be getting that this time. It's a little annoying. We might be able to do another mid-course correction, but I think that's fine for now. So let's go ahead and mark this occasion. Obviously, that's happening in over a year, and we've got the Dres flyby before then, and then another window to Dres, which, frankly, I know I'm not going to do. I also know I'm not going to be going to Elo again. We're going to Jewel and Duna. So the next thing that happens is our Dres flyby ship, so let's go ahead and jump to him and take care of his mid-course correction and probably his encounter as well. As I've said a few episodes ago, I'm gonna basically do all the anomaly surveyor stuff, and then also encounter a comet, and then we're gonna call this this series done. That's all I really wanted to do with it. I wanted to see all the new stuff, and also revisit all the anomalies. I hope I didn't crash the game just now. I'm starting to feel like maybe I did. So I'm going to pause recording, and I will be back when either I've reloaded the game or it comes back. Okay, no harm, no foul. Reloading the game, and we're back at the same ship we were at before. This ship, by the way, I forgot to open the antennas, so let's go ahead and do that. Which is funny because, oh, this just has one antenna, that's why. I was going to say because the other ship had the antennas clipping with this, but that's because I had put 2 on it. This one only needs 1 of these antennas to get the job done. Okay, we got nothing to do for 35 days, so let's go ahead and get the time warp on. Drez is out there somewhere. Sentinel found some things. Oh yeah, so anyway, in the thing here, this Jedok 1 is the comet. The other thing I'm tracking, which is this one here, which I guess is right here, is actually an asteroid, because it actually says asteroid FCV blah blah blah. So Jedok 1 is let's see, go ahead and close this alarm. Yeah. Jedok 1 is the comet because it has a name. That if that makes any sense. And we are we're south of it now, so we might actually get a good view of it. I might have been looking in the wrong place before. When I looked at the video the second time, it looks kind of like I was maybe looking to the right when I should have been looking straight ahead. So as soon as I'm done with this burn, we'll set that as a target. And yeah, we can do this when the stage ends here. We can toss this aside. And then do the rest of the burn. This ship has the biggest chance of reaching orbit around Drez. Which would be nice because I might actually change our trajectory to get a polar orbit. If we can get an orbit, we might as well try to get like all the biomes of it. So let's go ahead and actually set Drez as our target. Actually, it's already our target. Let's go ahead and focus view on it. Let's see what it's going to take to get an orbit around it. Let's see if we've got it. 1335 meters per second here. Yeah, we can get in an orbit. So let's go ahead and change our orbit here. Let's do another mid-course correction. Right here's fine. To go north a teeny tiny bit. A really teeny tiny bit. Actually, let's bring it back and then go north a teeny tiny bit. And then let's say radial. There we go. And then south. And then even less of a teeny tiny bit and north. Okay, something along those lines should be fine. And then we can do a polar orbit, which will be nice because it'll let us get every biome with the magnetometer, is what I'm thinking. So anyway, that's in 240 days. It's literally the next thing to happen because the next thing to happen is another jewel window, which we're just going to miss. So let's go ahead and oh wait, we were going to set the comet as a target because I still have yet to actually see a comet in the game. So let's go ahead and set the comet as a target. It might be that it's just too far away from the sun too, although it's basically at Kerbin's orbit. Oh no, that's not Kerbin's orbit. It's at Duna's orbit. Let's go ahead and set that as our target. And then aim at target. And it should be that way. Oh, there it is. Is that it? I think that's it. That little streak right there, because the sun's that way. Yeah, there's our target. There's Jedok 7 or whatever it is. Where is it? Jedok 1. Yeah, that's it. That's our comet. That's cool. That's really cool. There's no way I'm going to get a good picture of it. Literally no way I'm going to get a picture that has the comet in it in any way, shape, or form that makes any sense and tells anybody where it is. But this is the best I can do. So I'm going to do it. My first view of a comet in Kerbal Space Program. That's pretty awesome. Okay, anyway, back to the topic at hand. We need to reset our target for Drez, and we need to just warp to this maneuver node because we got nothing to do for 240 days. The comet's streaking around the sun, which is pretty awesome. Oh, we finished mapping asteroids for the conglomerate, which is nice. And we found 2 comets. So there's another comet out there too. We could track that with the tracking station. I think I'm going to do that after. Well, this is such a tiny little burn. I hope we're even aimed at the right direction. Literally cannot tell if we're aimed in the right direction. That's Jewel. Focus view on Dres. I guess we already were focused on Dres. Yeah, if this doesn't work, we might have to. We might have to wait until we're closer. I don't. Oh, I'm not used to not seeing thrust limit down to 5%. Let's go ahead and delete that. I'd like this to be around 15 or so, I think. Oh, 24. We'll go with 24. And then here at our periapsis, we're going to add a maneuver to come all the way, not that far, down. And that is 1,000 meters per second, which will give us 335 for whatever else we want to do, which I think is fine. Okay, that is in 364 days, which is 4 days after the Joule one. So let's go ahead and add this maneuver node alarm, and then let's go to the Joule flyer. Let's hit F5 here. Oh wait, we wanted to go back to the tracking station and see if we can track that other comet. Let's see. What looks like a comet to you? Wow, look at all of those things. This could be a comet. What are all these lines? Oh, do I have trajectories on? I think I have trajectories on. I apparently can't get to trajectories from here, so we can't turn it off. Slightly annoying. But anyway, Mark 1 liquid fuel fuselage just floating out in space. Okay, here's an unknown object. Let's track it. It's an asteroid. We don't care. This guy is an asteroid. We already tracked him once. This is Jedok 1. Here's an unknown object. Asteroid. Unknown object. There we go. Mavis 1. Welcome to our little family of things to track. Looks like this guy might eventually possibly encounter Duna. But probably not. But we might want to, when we're at Duna, use it as a launch pad to intercept this guy. Not sure if that's something I would want to bother trying to do. But anyway, let's go ahead and, yeah, we'll keep tracking those 2 guys. Let's leave the facility and go to the... Oh, I could have just gone to it, I suppose. But let's go ahead and use this to go to the Joule flyer buyer. And this burn is 197. We have 371, so this is gonna get that whole burn done, which is nice. 360 days. Let's warp to it. I just realized we have a Duna window, and I don't have a Duna ship, so I'm going to go back to the Space Center, make a Duna ship, and launch it. And by make a Duna ship, I of course mean launch a ship that's a lot like the Dres ship. Whoa, and be really bad with the gravity turn. Because I'm launching from Nye Island merely to make it difficult for myself. Let's also turn on SAS. Jeez, maybe that's the problem. There we go. Okay, we've already got an apoapsis of 8, which is pretty high. This ship is pretty close to the Dres ship. I actually used the Dres ship as a template. The only thing it has that the Dres ship did not have is a atmosphere spectrometer in order to get some atmospheric science from Duna because with any luck, even though it's named Duna Flyby, the goal of this ship is actually to... oh, we're getting some atmosphere analysis from Kerbin because we haven't used this thing very much because I've only been launching ships intended to go to airless worlds. So I could have put it on the Jewel ship, but I don't even know if it's going to pass by lathe, let alone enter its atmosphere. So it seemed a little overzealous, I guess is the right word for it, for the Jewel ship. Also, I'll be happy to say I really didn't think about it. So, but this ship is literally the Dres ship with that attached to it, and then a little bit of work done to recenter it so that it is evenly centered. It's actually more centered than the Dres ship was. So we got a great timed apoapsis. It's actually too high, if you can think about that. Our periapsis is almost out of the ground. It is now out of the ground. We still have 400 meters per second left, so this thing has pretty good burn. This is the best burn I think we've done, which is a little amusing considering I didn't like it when I started. But there we go. There's our burn, and if we target the Kerbin National Space Station, there's where we're supposed to be burning. Our periapsis is close enough for me. So let's get this guy up into not only space, but sunlight. And you'll be able to see what he looks like. Let's go ahead and ditch the fairings. And this, because I mean we're high enough up that it ain't gonna matter now. Let's extend all solar panels. Did that work? I can't see. Now let's actually just extend one. Let's extend them all. Let's go for broke. And then there's this variometer. We're already way out. I keep using the middle mouse button to to move. I think I've mentioned this before. I've been playing Dyson Sphere Program. The main thing about Dyson Sphere Program is you use the middle mouse button to rotate the camera, and I have gotten used to it because I have played it so much. Let's go ahead and extend this antenna. Let's rotate here. Let's rotate this way. Why not? And then get ourselves in the sun so you can kind of see what we're looking at here. This is the ship. It's basically the Dres ship. It's got a magnetometer. It's got the variometer. It's got a lot of fuel, etc. It's got 1384 in the first tank. That's more than enough to get us to Duna. So he's going to have plenty to slow down, etc. Let's go ahead and try to get our periapsis up. Not only up, but also at the exact spot where we want it to be. So it's the same, roughly, as the Kerbin National Space Station. Now we're off tilt, but who cares? That doesn't matter. So this is a 56 meter per second burn. Let's go ahead and aim at it. Let's go ahead and aim at it. There we go. Let's time warp to it. Bring Kerbal Alarmcock over here. And achieve it. And that looks pretty good. Now let's use Astrogator to say we want to go. I found another, I found an asteroid, although I mostly just want to get rid of this asteroid. I found a second, whatever you call them, comet as well. So now we have two comets, which is nice. So let's see. Duna. There you are, 68 days away. We've got a lot of transfer windows, but we're only doing one of them. Well, not one of them. There we go. 623 meters per second. In 68 days, there's nothing else happening before then. These other transfers, obviously the Jewel transfer, we're already doing it. And the Duna transfer, this is the ship that is doing it. So let's time warp to this. Let's go into Let's go into this mode here in order to time warp. What we're going to do here is we're going to do this. We're going to do this ejection, and then I probably am going to end it there because I want to start next episode doing the Tylo trickery. So I have an episode. I've gone to Tylo multiple times, but I've never started an episode. I've never been able to say, like, go to this episode and just watch the first part. So I'm hoping to get that, achieve that in the next episode. Show you how to, from Interplanetary, get a really tight Tylo encounter to get yourself on a capture orbit of Jool, and maybe even one that intercepts, like try to do it to intercept another planet, another moon, I should say, of Jool. That's kind of the goal. So that's going to happen next episode, though. As I said, this episode, the whole point, or this burn here, the whole point is to get an encounter with Duna. And it looks like this might be a single burn maneuver, which is not bad at all. Not going to complain, that's for sure. Just touching it up. Okay. Okay, that now we got a 74 meter per second burn at some point a day from now. So that's weird. Is it in Kerbin's SOI? I've never. It is. We're doing a burn in Kerbin's SOI to get the encounter. That's really weird. I never expected something like that, but hey, you know what? I'm all for it. Let's go ahead and do it. Let's though tweak it so that we have an encounter we can be proud of. Because right now that's not even something I want to think about. Let's go ahead and try to bring up our maneuver editor. And what are we doing? We're doing a little bit of negative and a lot normal. That's what we're doing. Oh, I see. It's doing the normal. So let's instead of negative, let's go positive. That's better. Let's do a radial. Radial doesn't help very much. Let's do another one of these. And then radial here. Let's go ahead and set Ike as our target. This is actually looking pretty good. We're pretty close here to encountering Ike. So let's see if we can. Yeah, if we slow down and go like this, let's make an Ike worse. So let's go like this and speed up. And then this. See, now Ike is here when we're here. Put your finger on the screen. So we go out and then speed up a little. And now Ike is over there. And then boom. Actually going to slow down. That is perfect. We're coming in exactly when Ike is at the perfect spot. And it's not really slowing us down very much, but let's focus view on it. That's because we don't have a really good flyby yet. So let's turn this down even more. How's that? 11. And then at Ike, we can say do a maneuver. To get us into a Duna orbit. Even better. Oh, that. We'll have to do this. So we'll get into orbit around Ike, and now it makes me kind of want to, you know what? If we're going to get into orbit around Ike, we might as well be polar, right? So let's try for that. Oops, I'm going to go up. We want to go south in order to get our orbit north, which is a little amusing. Yeah, the normal is kind of funky right now. Okay, there we go. So that's going to get us polar. And then we can do a burn here to actually slow down. Now this won't be the same burn we're doing. But these two burns together is 75 and let's see, maneuver 1 is 75 and maneuver 2 is eventually going to show me it's 300. And we have, yeah, so we'll still have our first stage when we're in orbit around Ike, which is awesome. So tell you what, let's just go ahead and plan that to be a full pull down. And then we'll get all the science off of Ike. Let's get this guy in the sun here. Well, it's only a day away. Let's go ahead and do this burn. And then we'll end this episode with a nice Ike encounter, and we will start next episode, as I said, with a Tylo encounter. Well, at least planning a Tylo encounter. Let's see. Yeah, because the Jewel correction burn is the next thing to happen after this. So someday we will get this burn done here, and I need to make sure it's absolutely perfect. It's more important that we get the aim and everything perfect than make sure we do it at the exact second of time here. So we're just going to bring this right over the top of Ike. Perfect. Perfect enough, as I like to say. And looks like our periapsis is a little low. But I'm gonna be okay with it. I think 8 is probably safe. But I'm gonna leave my apoapsis at 20, and then at that apoapsis we'll burn our periapsis back up. I think that's fair. So 362 meters per second to be done in the future. I hope you're looking forward to it. Oh, you know what we can do? We can review all data. Review the stored data. We can transmit this stuff because we're not going to be keeping it. Let's go ahead and transmit that. Not enough electric charge. I hate that. So we're going to have to turn on the incomplete thing here. Let's where's our stuff? Why am I not finding it? There it is. No, that's not it. There it is. Yeah. Let's go ahead and get our electric charge back up. Okay. Then let's keep these and change our antenna to allow partial. Now review all data. Transmit. We got 48 of it. And then we're just going to wait until we get it all. Okay, we got it. Then transmit again. 48. And then we got to do a little warping until it gets sent. There we go. And the last one. Transmit that. And when we get to 48, do a little time warping to get our electric charge back up. Okay. Now we're going to add an alarm. Yep, for you. And also we're going to add a sphere of influence alarm. Oh, wait. We're not going to add a sphere of influence alarm, because you're still in Curran's sphere of influence. And we should get out of that before we add the alarm for Duna's sphere of influence, because your next burn is actually inside Ike's sphere of influence. There we go. Now we'll add a sphere of influence right there. And that's the next thing that happens, other than, obviously, the Jewel thing, which we're doing next time. I hope you're looking forward to that. I'm definitely looking forward to doing it. I hope you enjoyed this video. I enjoyed making it. If you did enjoy it, though, please leave a like on YouTube. And if you want to see more, please subscribe. I'm Superfluous J, and I will, as always, talk at you later.